Hello everyone, welcome to the Officers Academy. Today we will be studying the subject World History and we will be studying the topic French Revolution. So last lecture we studied American Revolution, followed by it we will be studying the French Revolution. So let us see the content of today's lecture. First is we will be studying the chronology of events. Okay, in brief we will be studying the chronology of events. Now these wars are not specifically French Revolution. What happened in Europe during this period we will be studying in 4 phases. So we are going to study what are these 4 phases. So that is chronology of events. Second is we will be studying different causes of French Revolution. So we will be studying the political causes, we will be studying the economic causes, the social causes, then there is intellectual cause, then there is what happened was American Revolution happened in America. Okay, so they got inspired from that also, and finally we will be studying the immediate cause. Okay, later on we'll be studying some important events that happened. Okay, then we are going to study the significance or impact of French Revolution, not only on France, not only on Europe, but on the entire world. So what were the values that came out of French Revolution, that we are going to study in the significant or impact of French Revolution. So this is the content of today's lecture. So as I told you, first we have to study the chronology of events. Okay, we are going to divide it into year and event. Okay, so first that we are going to study is 1789. Now this year is considered as phase 1, which is called as bourgeoisie phase. Okay, what is
So those aspirants who wish to know more, attend a free counseling session and a demo lecture. So you can visit our Thane or Nerul branch, or you can also contact us on the number mentioned above.
The meaning of bourgeoisie? Bourgeoisie meaning middle class. Okay, so what happened in this year 1789? There was start of revolution. The revolution started. Okay, next what happened was there was formation of National Assembly. Okay, what is National Assembly? We are going to study everything in detail. So we'll just see the events that happened. Okay, next is National Assembly became Constituent Assembly. Okay, later on there was attack on the fort of Bastille, and finally there was Declaration of Rights of Man and the Citizen. Okay, so all these events occurred in the first phase, that is bourgeoisie phase, which happened in the year 1789. Second phase is 1791. This is called as phase 2. Okay, what happened in this second phase was National Convention was adopted. Okay, so see, these are the first 2 phases, phase 1 and phase 2. We are going to study total 4 phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 and phase 4. So now let us study phase 3 and phase 4. Okay, in the year 1792, okay, there was formation of National Convention. Okay, then in the year 1793, Jacobins come to power. Okay, who are these Jacobins? Jacobins were nothing but revolutionary group which existed during that time. Okay, then from the year 1795 to 1798, these years are called as rise of Napoleon. Okay, now this phase that we studied is phase 3, that is also called as radical phase. Okay, so this is also called as radical phase. Next, in the year 1799, Napoleon comes to power. Okay, in the year 1804, okay, Napoleon becomes Emperor of France. Okay, he becomes the Emperor of France in the year 1804, and finally in the year 1815, Napoleon is defeated. Defeated at where? Waterloo. Waterloo is the name of a place, and there is start of Metternich system. Okay, what is Metternich system? About Napoleon we are going to study later on, so we need not worry about that now. Okay, this phase is called as phase 4, which is called as Age of Napoleon. Okay, so we have studied what were the 4 phases that existed in France during that time: phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 and phase 4. So now we are going to study the causes of French Revolution. Okay, now see, first we are going to study the social causes. Okay, now before the start of revolution, before the start of French Revolution, French people were divided into 3 groups which were called as 3 estates. Okay, the first estate, the second estate and the third estate. Okay, so let us study who all were there in the first, second and third estate. The first estate comprised of the clergy class. Okay, the second estate comprised of the nobility, and the third estate comprised of other people, that is common people. Okay, which included, now common people included what? Okay, they included urban people, middle class, that is bourgeoisie. Okay, then agricultural workers, slaves, etc. All these were there in the third estate. Now see, population wise, the first 2 estates comprised of 20% of the population, whereas the third estate comprised of 80% of the population. Now most of the resources were concentrated in the hands of first 2 estates, whereas most of the resources were not there with the third estate people. So what happened was, during this period, the third estate people, that is 80% of the people, were taxed. Okay, and these people, the people of first 2 estates, were exempted from taxation. Okay, see, just remember the resources including the land, etc., etc., were there with these people, but who is taxed? It is the third estate people who are taxed. Okay, so there was growing worsening of economic condition. Okay, the economic condition worsened. So this is the first cause, that is the social cause. So see, there were 3 states, only the third state people were touched, whereas all the resources were concentrated in the hands of first 2 people, including the land. So they hold the land, but they were not taxed. Okay, so only the third state were taxed. So this is because of this, what happened, the economic condition of the people in the France worsened. This was the first cause, that is the social cause. So second is we are discussing about the political causes. Okay, so during this time, who ruled the France? Okay, France was under the rule of Bourbon dynasty, or it is also called as House of Bourbons. Okay, so these Bourbons believed in 2 theories. First theory is theory of political absolutism, and second is divine right theory. Okay, what is political absolutism? Means political power is absolutely concentrated in the hands of the monarch. Okay, and second is divine right theory. Divine right theory means what? The king is answerable only to God. Okay, king is the messenger of God and king is answerable only to God. So these were the 2 theories of Bourbon dynasty that they followed. Now first king that we need to know about is Louis XIV. Okay, Louis XIV was a king. He was a powerful French monarch. Okay, who did everything to appease the first and the second estate, especially the second estate, which is the aristocracy. He even let them inside the palace of Versailles. Okay, let them inhabit the lavish palace of Versailles. So he went for policy of appeasement, because of which he became a very powerful and successful French monarch. But what he did was, he did many wars. Okay, there were many wars that ruined the economy of France. Okay, so this was the first king. Second king is, he was succeeded by Louis XV and Louis XVI. So both the kings, that is Louis XV and Louis XVI, both were weak and incompetent leaders. So we are not going to discuss much about Louis XV, but we are going to discuss about Louis XVI. Okay, so both were weak and incompetent administrators. Okay, now we are talking about Louis XVI. The power was actually held in the hands of his wife. Her name was Marie Antoinette. Okay, so her name was Marie Antoinette. Now his wife, that is Marie Antoinette, held the actual power in her hands, but she was a extravagant lady. Okay, means what? She spent money too much. Okay, she had a lavish lifestyle. She spent money too much. She was against the economic reforms. Okay, she hated economic reforms so much that anybody who uttered the word economy in front of her, okay, she stood against them. Okay, so she was such a lady. Okay, now during this time in the administration, there was corruption that was rampant. Okay, so because of all these reasons, people, especially the people of third estates, were outraged. They were very, very angry on the king. So this is the second cause, that is the political cause. Now third causes that we are going to study is economic causes. Okay, so see, right from the time of Louis XIV, the economic condition of France was not good. Louis XIV was engaged in two main wars. First was Austria's War of Succession, and second war being the 7 Years' War. Okay, so because of all this became a burden on the treasury of France. Okay, so this was about Louis XIV. Now during the reign of Louis XVI, okay, the financial condition was very critical or miserable during the time of Louis XVI. Okay, only the third estate were taxed, the first and second estate was not taxed, so economic condition became worst. Okay, the economic or the national debt increased. Okay, the expenditure was greater than the income. National expenditure was greater than the national income. So finally, what did the King Louis XVI did? He appointed two persons. The name were Turgot and Jacques. Okay, they were appointed for economic reforms as the Directorate General of Finances. Okay, but we know the nature of his wife, that is Marie Antoinette. She did not like them. Okay, what they did was they tried to bring economic reform. So she removed them. Okay, removed them and appointed something called as Calonne. Okay, a person called as Calonne. Okay, now this person Calonne, what did he do? He did nothing but imposing more taxes. Okay, what they thought was imposing more taxes could bring more money in the economy, but that was not so. Okay, people were under the burden of more and more taxes. And who were these people? These people were of the third estate. Okay, so the financial condition or the economic condition during this time was worse. So this triggered the French Revolution. Now next cause that we have to study is intellectual cause. Okay, so there is a quotation about French Revolution, that is, French Revolution is a war of weapons as well as ideas. So not only weapons were responsible for French Revolution, but also new or intellectual ideas or thinkers stirred the society, stirred the discontent in the people, and that led to French Revolution. So there were certain intellectual thinkers or political philosophers, like for example Montesquieu, Voltaire, John Locke, then Rousseau. Okay, so these are some of the political philosophers who criticized the dominance of church and absolute rights of the first and the second estate. Okay, so these thinkers, these intellectuals, they wrote, okay, so much that they stirred the feelings of the masses. Okay, and the masses, that is especially the third estate, were ready for the French Revolution. Next cause is inspiration from American Revolution. Okay, now see, during the time of American Revolution, there were many people, many soldiers who went to America and specifically helped Americans to gain their freedom. So the values which were there for America were self-rule, liberty, equality, and democracy for the people. Okay, so these were the values which were cherished after the American Revolution, where France helped them. Okay, so these values were exactly not there in France during this period. So it is considered to be an antithesis. That is, they helped Americans in gaining their freedom, but they themselves are not having these values. Okay, there is no self-rule, there is no liberty, there is no equality, there is no democracy for the people, there was monarchy. So all these values are not there. So there was inspiration that they got from American War of Independence or American Revolution, which triggered the French Revolution. Third is, we are studying the immediate cause. Okay, so what was the immediate cause? Compelled by financial bankruptcy or his economic policies,